Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's episode, we want to have a look at the customer write-off process, and the main focus would be on how to manage the penny difference write-off. We also call it small balance write-off. So having said that, as usual, quick agenda. First thing, we want to go over the business process, in which case you would need to use this process, right? And then secondly, I'm going to show you an end-to-end demo of this fully settled feature, which will automatically post the write-off amount to the specific predefined GL account. And then finally, in case you want to standardize your write-off process according to company policy, then we can review some design options there. All right, so with that, let's start with the process review. So very straightforward. Let's say you have a company called ABC Motor, and then that company basically sells car equipment, and then there's a deal with sales revenue of $2,000, and then we have 130 as tax added on, right? And based on that, everything is okay so far. In a few days, we received the customer payment, but that total payment amount is not exact match of the invoice 2130, right? So actually the bank records a reception of a payment 2129.7, and then in that case the AR team is going to post that transaction impacting the bank account and AR, so you can see the postings below, right? And then that leaves a 0.3 remaining balance, and according to the company policy, they just decide to write it off instead of reaching out back to the customer and trying to collect that 30 cents. It doesn't make sense. So that's where you would need to use this small balance or penny difference write-off process to manage the 30 cents posting to that specific customer cash discount taken account 403300. And then that way that cleans up the AR balance, and then that means the customer has no longer an outstanding balance. So very easy and straightforward. But with that, in F&O, how that looks like. So let's say first we need to have some prerequisites configuration done in F&O. Basically, we're going to use that automatic posting feature and need to define a cash discount GL account number. And then from there, I'm going to show you a customer sales order invoice. And then from that invoice, we're going to create a payment journal and then enabling that fully settled option. And you're going to see that at the same time, we're going to post the AR and bank, but at the same time, there is another voucher generated. That's the step 4. Basically, we'll generate another voucher with the 30 cents difference. So we're going to post the payment, review voucher, and at the same time, also check the customer transactions to ensure there's no remaining balance. So now let's switch back to F&O. I'm going to show you the first step, create the cash discount in the automatic posting. All right, so I will have my F&O up and running. First thing, let's do the configuration check. So that would be in the general ledger. I will scroll to the right. You have this section, posting setup. Currently, I have this accounts for automatic transactions. So that means every time we want to impact this type of posting, for example, cash discount, then this GL 403300 is going to be used by the system to automatically post the difference, right? So in our scenario, by using that fully settled function, the system is going to pick this posting type, cash discount 43300. So now we have this account ready. I'm going to run through a whole scenario to show you the impact, right? So now let's go to accounts receivable. I'm going to quickly create a sales order. All right, I'm going to click on new, and let's do a real quick one. So I'm going to pick my customer, the first one, active transport, right? And then I'm going to select my warehouse and sites. So I'll not focus on the detail of the posting, pick and pack process. We're going to go to the invoice so you can see that customer payment option. So here under item number, I'm going to pick this carpet, for example. Okay, and then on the right side, unit price, I'm going to pick 2,000 to mirror our example, right? Now I can save it, and then let's confirm the sales order. Confirm now. Okay, now we'll continue with the pick and pack. I'm going to post the packing slip real quick. And let's do this. The final step would be generate a sales order invoice. Okay, so moving on, under invoice tab, I'm going to generate this invoice. And you're going to see the total amount through the voucher. So on my sales order, I have 2,000. There will be some tax added. So we can quickly check under invoice. And here through this voucher, you can see it matches the account posting that we reviewed at business process step, right? So you have this accounts receivable and then versus the revenue account together with this Washington sales tax payable 130. All right, so now I have my sales order ready. In a few days, the accounting team is going to record the customer payment received in our bank account, right? So that's going to be that's going to be accounts receivable and then customer payment journal. I'm going to clear out my customer balance. So first select the customer payment type, and then I'm going to do enter customer payments option. So here I'm going to define which customer I collected this payment from. So the first active transport, and here below it's going to show all the available invoices or credit notes. So in my case, that's going to be an invoice. You can see the total amount, that's $21.30. And here I can give a payment reference. For example, I'll just put 2130 payment received. And amount, here you need to put the actual amount your bank account has received, right? So it's not the full 2130, it's actually 2129.7. So that leaves 30 cents remaining balance. Okay, and then you can put the description if needed and check the method of payment, everything. So now when I'm ready, I can do save in journal and then go back to my journal entry, go to lines. All right, here is the interesting part. Let's see, on this line, I have my total credit with the actual amount. And now I'm going to show you that fully settle feature. You're going to use this settle transactions option. And here you can see the settlement balance. We have $30 remaining. If I don't do anything, the system will consider this 30 cents balance to remain on this customer account. And then we need to receive another payment to settle it down. But in my case, I want to write it off. Then I'm going to click on this full settle option on the specific invoice. And here you see the settlement balance becomes 0. And then here, estimated cash discount, you're going to see this 30 cents posted to this cash discount account, right? So that's basically why we need to predefine a cash discount amount from the automatic posting screen. So now I'm going to click OK. All right, here you still see the actual amount you created, but the system is going to handle the posting. So I will hit post. Okay, now let's check the voucher, right? So let me first go to the voucher. So you're going to see the actual bank account receiving 2129.7 against this accounts receivable. And now if you want to check the 30 cents posting, you need to go here, 3 dots. There is a related vouchers option. And here you see the 30 cents posted and then do voucher. Here you see the posting goes to the customer cash discount ticket, the 403300 against the AR. And from here, that means there is no outstanding balance on this customer. We can have a further check through the customer account. So I will go to all customers. First, active transport and do transactions. All right, so what you can see here, right? This is my sales order. And if I do view settlement, you can see that this sales order has been settled with a payment of 2129.7 together with this cash discount 30 cents, right? We have the transaction type here. Now, the remaining balance, you can see everything is zeroed out. So this is as expected. So basically how you write off the penny difference or any small balance you no longer want to collect from the customer. So now let's go back to my PowerPoint. Let's say this is all great, but I don't want to manually click on fully settle options. Sometimes user might forget, or I just want to have a standardized process and let the system handle within a certain tolerance limit. Then the system should automatically post this to a specific account. So if that's the case, you're going to need to define a policy for your penny difference write-off. So basically how we're going to do that. First step, you need to define what would be the tolerance limit. So in my case, let's say ABC company decided to use $1 as the limit. So anything within $1 difference between the invoice and the payment, I'm going to let the system post it to the penny difference account. Anything above $1, then that should remain open on the customer balance. So first you need to define the limit. Second step, you can configure the penny difference tolerance within AR parameters. I'm going to show you in a second. And finally, you can automatically write off that penny difference within that predefined range, right? So what I'm going to show you in the system, some configurations as prerequisites. So we're going to see in the AR parameters where we can define that policy. And then secondly, we also need to define a GL account to let the system know which account should be used for the posting, right? And then from there, we can do another test through a free tax invoice and do the payment. And then in case that's within the tolerance, the expected function is to post automatically to that defined account. But if anything above, the system should leave it open on the customer balance. So let me switch back to F&O again to make it easy. So first, let's do the configuration check. Under accounts receivable, I'm going to open up this parameters. So you have this settlement section. Here you see there are two lines here, maximum penny difference, maximum overpayment or underpayment. So as I said, for the ABC Motor Company, the threshold is defined at $1. So that's why you see $1 has been set up here, right? And then the second configuration you would need is similar to previous one. Under General Ledger, accounts for automatic transactions. And then this time, the system will not use the posting type as cash discount because that's used when you check the fully settle option. This time, system is going to use this penny difference in accounting currency. So basically to handle the rounding difference. All right, so this account is 618160. You can, of course, add it and change to whatever account that makes sense, right? Okay, so now let's do a quick test to confirm. Under accounts receivable, to make it simple, I will not go through a sales order. I'll just do a free tax invoice. So now I'm going to do a new one. And then customer accounts. Let's do the same, active transport. And then main account, I'm going to pick a revenue account, other revenue, for example. And then unit price, I'm going to put 500, right? And then now I can post it. Okay, so far we have 500 invoice sitting out there waiting for the payments to be collected. All right, now let's move on to a customer payment journal. Let's say in a couple of days, we just received this customer payment. Same thing, I will use this enter customer payment option and pick my customer account, right? And here you see our free tax invoice with sales tax calculated altogether, 532.50 cents, right? So I'm going to mark this transaction. And then here amount, the actual amount received by the bank account is 532, for example, that gives 50 cents as remaining outstanding balance. So according to the company policy, this 50 cents is within the $1 tolerance limit. So the system should be able to automatically post it to that 6 something account as penny difference write-off, right? So now with that, I can save in journal. Let's go back and open up that journal lines. Okay, here you see the credit shows the actual amount we received on the bank account. And then instead of going to the settle transactions, so we no longer need to check that fully settle option, we can directly post this journal. So you're going to see, based on that policy we defined, the system is going to manage the posting. So again, through voucher, it shows first the bank account and accounts receivable, the actual 532. And then again, I'm going to go through related vouchers. Here is our 50 cents, again, voucher. And basically, the difference is you see this rounding difference account has been used, 618160, and against this accounts receivable for the 50 cents. So again, the customer will no longer have an outstanding balance, and then the posting account matches what we have defined. So just a quick summary. If you want to manage the write-off case by case, then the better option is to use that fully settled feature, what I showed you in the first scenario. And then in case you want to standardize and you have a cross-company policy and write off the penny difference as a rounding difference, then in that case, it's better to use that over or under tolerance limit and have the system automatically post to this rounding difference account. That's everything I want to show you regarding this penny difference write-off. We're going to have another video talking about the bad debt write-off. That's a different way to manage larger balance write-off. So I hope this is helpful. If you like the video, please feel free to click the like button, subscribe, and leave comments and let me know what topics you're interested in, and looking forward to talking to you in other videos.